The all-time great Miami Dolphins, led by Dan Marino, Mercury Morris, Paul Warfield, Tyreek Hill with the head coach, Don Shula, 2 Super Bowl champions. And the all-time great Buffalo Bills, led by Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, with the head coach, Marv Levy, 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. Welcome to Week 7. We're here on IBS with the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills in Week 7 at Ralph Wilson Stadium. We've got the two teams lined up. Jim Kelly and Dan Marino ready for this one. They are squaring up against each other. We've got the field. It is an early snow here this year. I don't know what's going on with the weather, but the two teams are coming onto the field. And the coin toss, here we go. The Miami Dolphins call heads. They elect to receive, and we will start this game. Ryan Lindell, the kicker for the Buffalo Bills. He'll kick this one off from the 35-yard line, end over end. This will be returned by Ronnie Brown from the early 2000s, and he'll make it to the Miami Dolphins 14 for a gain of 14. 4 minutes and 33 seconds, Marino back. He'll fire it left to Paul Warfield, and he makes a contested catch at the Buffalo 40 for a gain of 46. Big play on first down. Motion man right. Dan Marino sitting into the pocket. He'll throw it down the right side. It's caught by Mercury Morris, and he runs into the end zone with a 40-yard touchdown pass from Dan Marino to Mercury Morris. Big play early. Miami won their first game of the season last week, and this one will be up and good. They beat the Commanders/Redskins mix, and this one will be kicked off by Orlando Moore, and it will be returned by Don Beebe, a very fast returner. Last season during the BTFL Season 2, he had a really trippy play. If you check that out, it was amazing. Pitch left to Thurman Thomas. He'll gain 12 for the first down of the game for the Buffalo Bills. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Jim Kelly goes back. Play action. Throws it over the middle. It's intercepted by Jake Scott. The first pass play of the game for Jim Kelly. The Hall of Famer is intercepted. At the 25-yard line, Marino goes back. Miami takes over. It'll go deep, and it's out of the arms of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a very fast receiver. It's a wonder why that was not able to be caught, but they're going to try again. This time it's caught by Tyreek Hill. To the Bills' 38-yard line for a gain of 37. Dan Marino's really pumping up the pass yards. Handoff this time to Mercury Morris. To the right side, he'll gain 6 to the Bills' 32. Minute 36, 2nd and 4. And the pitch left to Mercury Morris. He'll lose 6, get back to the original line of scrimmage. Minute 26, 3rd and 10. Dan Marino in a perfect pocket, and it's incomplete, intended for Tyreek Hill. And they'll elect to possibly kick a field goal. This will be a 55-yarder by Orlando Moore. The kick is up, and it's good. It doinks off the upright. Orlando Moore is good. 10-0 right off the bat here in the first quarter. Moore kicks it off to Don Beebe, waiting at Buffalo's 3. He'll make it out to the 12 for a gain of 9. 49 seconds left in the first quarter. The handoff to Thurman Thomas. He'll lose 1. 41 seconds at the Buffalo 11. And Thurman Thomas goes up the middle. And he's heading towards midfield. I think he made it. That was a gain of 39 yards on 2nd and 11. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Jim Kelly, play action. He throws it. It's caught by Thurman Thomas for a gain of 29. That's the end of the first quarter. And we are here at the second quarter. It's 10-0 in favor of the Dolphins. Handoff to Thurman Thomas, and Thurman Thomas would gain 7 to the Miami 14. Jim Kelly back on second down. He's sacked by Manny Fernandez. Big sack by Manny Fernandez. That'll be a loss of 9, and it's 3rd and 12. Handoff to Thurman Thomas, and he will lose 2. And they will attempt a field goal. This will be a 43-yard attempt by Ryan Lindell. The kick is up, and it is no good. Misses the goalpost completely, and Miami will take over with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second quarter. This will be a sweep fake reverse, and that'll gain 5 by Mercury Morris. Dan Marino will step up into the pocket. He'll show off his moves. He gets it to the 45 for a gain of 15. 33 seconds, 1st and 10. Motion man. Marino over the middle, and it's caught by Tyreek Hill, and he's in Buffalo territory for a gain of 14. 3 minutes and 14. And Dan Marino would get sacked by Micah Hyde for a loss of 2. 3 minutes left in the half. And Dan Marino, he'll roll out. He'll throw it to Jim Mandich. And Jim Mandich gets it to the 23 for a gain of 20. 2:36 in the second quarter. Marino play action, rolls out, throws it deep. It's caught by Tyreek Hill. 23-yard touchdown. He's waiting in the end zone. Nobody was covering the speedy receiver known as the Cheetah. And what a big play for the Dolphins. Olindo Mare's extra point is good. And the Miami Dolphins are just blowing out the Buffalo Bills at this point. They don't have a response at all. Don Beebe will get this ball at around the Buffalo 19. He'll put it out to Buffalo 34 for a gain of 15. Less than 2 minutes left in the first half, and Thurman Thomas up the middle for a gain of 1, if not any. Bills will call their first timeout. Handoff again to Thurman Thomas, loss of 3, and the Bills will call their second timeout. It's 3rd and 13, motion left, and it's a play action. Jim Kelly would rocket it to Andre Reed, and Andre Reed gets it to the Buffalo Bills 49 for a gain of 18. Bills call their final timeout of the half. They've got 1 minute and 15 seconds. Let's see what they can do here. Thurman Thomas, he's just nickel and diming it down in the middle of the field for runs. Let's see if that's enough for them. Less than 1 minute left. Another handoff to Thurman Thomas, and he'll run for a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 3. I don't know if the Bills are just trying to get a field goal here, but they better get closer, or else, Ryan Lindell might miss the field goal. They don't get the first down. So Ryan Lindell is going to attempt a field goal with 30 seconds left. And Ryan Lindell's 60-yard attempt, it's up, and it doinks off the uprights. It's good. Wow, you missed like a 40-something yarder, and you made a really, really long one. Ryan Lindell will kick it off to Ronnie Brown, gets it to the 16. I'm not quite sure if there's enough time for the Miami Dolphins. With 9 seconds, they'll probably just run it. And that's exactly what they do. It's 17-3 at halftime. Big scoring chance for the Miami Dolphins. But the Bills get it at halftime, and we'll see you on the other side with the halftime show here. Dolphins-Bills Week 7 in the snow. AFC East game. Dan Marino throwing it deep. First drive, Paul Warfield. They're coming off of their first win of the season against the Commanders/Redskins mix. Dan Marino, he didn't win any Lombardis because he didn't have a good supporting cast. He wishes he had Mercury Morris. That was a good enough supporting cast for him. Dolphins on defense. Intended for Thurman Thomas, intercepted by Jake Scott. And this would lead to a Dolphins field goal. That's Amare. Olindo Mare field goal. Dolphins take a 10-0 lead. Thurman Thomas up the middle. He's parting the Red Sea. Getting to midfield. And then this would lead to Jim Kelly. This time finding Thurman Thomas over the middle. There would be no interception here. But at the beginning of the second quarter, Jim Kelly would be sacked by Manny Fernandez. That puts them in tough position. They don't have Scott Norwood, but they do have a wide right field goal. Ryan Lindell is no good. And then right before halftime, Dan Marino finds the cheetah, Tyreek Hill, and then he finds Mandich over the middle, Jim Mandich, and then another play action, roll out, going deep. Wide open is the cheetah, Tyreek Hill. How do you leave him that wide open? So right before halftime, inside 2 minutes, Jim Kelly to Andre Reed, getting it close to the 50. And this would lead to a long 60-yard Ryan Lindell field goal. This time it's good. Dolphins lead 17-3. Okay, everybody, we are back for the second half. It's the Dolphins at the Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium, as the two teams are coming out from the locker rooms. Miami has a 14-point lead, but the Bills were able to catch a field goal. Let's see what both of these teams can do. Let's see if the Bills have some room to try to get back into this game. Olindo Mare kicks this off end over end, and Don Beebe will recover it in the end zone. He'll go around defenders, making it to the 29. He's got the first down. Everyone remembers Don Beebe from the Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys, where Leon Lett was going into the end zone after a fumble recovery. Leon Lett outstretches his arms, and the ball was knocked away from Leon Lett right before he was about to score, and nothing happened there. I know I've been talking a bit, but I believe it is third down. The throw to Andre Reed off the play action, off of a 3rd and 14. That's a first down. Back to the story, it was punched out of Leon Lett's hand, sacked by Manny Fernandez, and it ended up being a touchback instead of a Cowboys touchdown. The Cowboys did end up winning that Super Bowl, but Leon Lett didn't get that touchdown. Nick Bonaconti with the sack of Jim Kelly. It is 3rd and long at the Bills 24. The handoff will go to Thurman Thomas up the middle. It's only a gain of 7, and the Bills will punt on 4th and 22. Brian Moorman, another guy we all remember from I believe it was the 2006 Pro Bowl, where he got absolutely depleted by Sean Taylor in a game where, you probably protect the punter, but no one told that to Sean Taylor. Deep by Dan Marino to Paul Warfield to the Miami 41 for a gain of 26. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter. And Larry Zonka, who hasn't really gotten the ball that often here, he runs up the middle for a gain of 8 to the 49 of Buffalo, I believe. Or maybe it's Miami. Incomplete to Jim Mandich. 3rd and 2 at the Miami 49-yard line. And Dan Marino is sacked off the play action by Micah Hyde. He's got 2 sacks in this game. 2 sacks of Dan Marino. Reggie Roby, who punts it off to Don Beebe in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Less than a minute left to go in this third quarter, as Jim Kelly will go back, steps up, surveys the field, doesn't find anything. He gets around defenders, and he'll get a first down, gains 18 to the Buffalo 38. 33 seconds, pitch to Thurman Thomas, and he gets it to around the 47-yard line. Will that be enough for a first down? No, it won't. It's second down. 2nd and 1. Probably will be the last play of the third quarter. Handoff left to Thurman Thomas. He'll get the first down, and it's the fourth quarter here at the end of the third. It is 17-3. 17-3 score here in the fourth quarter between these two teams. 5 minutes for Buffalo to score 14 points, and the ball is incomplete, intended for Andre Reed. That would have been a big setup for the Buffalo Bills. 2nd and 10 at the Miami 46. Jim Kelly back. He'll throw it deep to James Lofton, and that was almost intercepted. 3rd and 10. Jim Kelly right to James Lofton, and it's incomplete again. And it'll be a 4th and 10. Buffalo will go for it because they're down by so much. The handoff, they're trying to catch Miami off balance. Only gained 8 was Thurman Thomas, and it's a turnover on downs. Less than 4 minutes to go, and Miami just needs to run the clock out. Micah Hyde with his 3rd sack of Dan Marino. 2nd and 18 at the Miami 30. Most of these Miami drives have stalled. Mercury Morris with the catch. He makes it to the 40. So no sack of Dan Marino. Gained around 10. Handoff to Zonka on 3rd and 8. And they lost one, and they'll punt. Reggie Roby will punt it once again to Don Beebe, waiting in Buffalo's end zone at around the end line, and that'll be a touchback. Two minutes and 42 seconds. Jim Kelly play action. He'll throw it deep to James Lofton, and James Lofton to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the touchdown. James Lofton gets the Buffalo Bills on the board again. It's an 8-point game. It'll be a 7-point game with this extra point. That was a quick turn of events for the Buffalo Bills, as the Miami Dolphins are now nursing a 7-point lead. What a big swing. Ryan Lindell kicks off to Ronnie Brown, and Ronnie Brown gets it to the Miami 17. If the Buffalo Bills can make a few stops, they might be able to get this back. Incomplete over the middle to Tyreek Hill. Minute 39. 2nd down. Handoff. Mercury Morris. And he's tackled after a gain of 7. Timeout called by the Buffalo Bills. 1 minute and 25 seconds left. The fake reverse by Mercury Morris. Excellent play by the Miami Dolphins, getting the ball into Bills territory. That was a big gain of 29. Another timeout called by the Buffalo Bills. Less than a minute, and I'd be hard-pressed to think that the Buffalo Bills could get this ball back. Mercury Morris up the middle. Final timeout by the Bills. Shotgun play. 2nd and 10. Marino steps up, and he's sacked by Darryl Talley, but it doesn't seem like it matters that much. 3rd and 14. Fake reverse, and the Bills aren't really fooled that time. 4th and 7. So the Bills will get the ball back. The question is, will they have enough time? And I don't think so. Reggie Roby will punt it. Don Beebe, unless he can return it for significant yardage, he won't. And the Miami Dolphins win this game 17-10 against the Buffalo Bills in the snow. A really strange snow here in October, and we'll get to the post-game show. Tough game here in the cold. Dolphins Bills week 7 here on IBS. This half was all Buffalo Bills. Andre Reed gets close to midfield. Jim Kelly would play action, but he would get sacked 2nd time by Manny Fernandez. And then Dan Marino would find Paul Warfield inside the 40, but they'd end up going backwards, and Dan Marino is sacked by Micah Hyde. Dan Marino gets the ball back after the punt. He'll step up into the pocket. He'll show off the wheels. Let's see if we can get that old man on his back. And then the handoff left. Thurman Thomas. But it's no good after the conversion try. Bills get it back. Dan Marino deep to James Lofton. James Lofton with the lofty pass. And he gets the touchdown. It's 17-10. Dolphins just need to get a first down in order to ice this game. They end up doing that. The Dolphins end up winning this game. Final score being 17-10, and we'll go on to see later in football. Have a nice day, guys.